in the weaving of destinies, we, as architects of existence, carve the soul-forged tapestry of our own legacy, each decision a stroke upon the canvas. And in the echoes of our choices, a universe unfolds, entwined with the threads of fate, veiled in the shadows of our world's eternal dance. In days of yore, amid its gilded prime, the kingdom of Camelot thrived, wherein dwelt folk of both mortal and mystic ilk in accord. Shielding this realm was its eminent sovereign, PenDragon, who brandished a fabled blade believed to bear divine benediction. 'Twas under his safeguard that Camelot dwelt, serene and given to diplomacy, war's folly laid to rest. Yet, alas, this serenity faced disruption, as an army of renegade spellcasters aspired to subjugate not only Europe, but the entirety of Gaia. Armed with blade and resolve, PenDragon and the Knights of the Round clashed with the rebel spellcasters, instigating what would be known henceforth as the Druid Wars. As the Druid Wars concluded in Camelot's favour, the cost was apparent. The hallowed peace lay shattered, and a lingering distrust of magic persisted among the populace of Camelot. Even the Druids who had aided in the wars found themselves scorned. Uther endeavoured to mend the fractures, yet his neutrality blinded him to the perils of magic. Inevitably, a dire decision loomed. PenDragon, the once legendary monarch, met his demise, betrayed by his own knights who perceived his inner turmoil. Subsequently, those aligned with magic were cast out and declared outlaws, leaving the Knights of the Round to grapple with the aftermath of their fallen king. Thus, the shadows of a dark age descended upon England. Yet, amidst the gloom, a glimmer of hope persisted, for Uther's famed sword was nowhere to be found. Whispers of legend speaks of its respite as a sword within a stone, awaiting the destined moment, when the once and future king would rise anew. Amidst the London realm, a solitary caravan wends its way, drawn by a lone steed and steered by a lad clad in argent armour, his tresses cascading long. Concurrently, within the caravan rests another youth, still in the early throes of life, slumbering with the sin of sloth echoing in his snores. "Arthur, stir thyself, we're arrived!" The lad, known by the name of Arthur, roused from his rest, his limbs protesting the stiffness from a night spent on unyielding wood. "Young! My back is killing me!" he lamented. A reproachful response met his complaint. "I told you not to sleep in the back of the caravan," Kay replied, his tone reflecting the frustration of a seasoned elder. "It's not fit for a squire of your calibre, Arthur." Arthur counters that he is not a seasoned squire by trade and inquires of Kay's sentiments regarding the impending tournament. Kay declares that this joust shall mark his triumph day, expressing himself in the archaic tongue of the knights of yore, all the while aiming to vex his younger sibling. Arthur muses whether Kay truly speaks the traditional dialect with accuracy. Arthur voiced his concern that Kay's knighthood had inflated his brother's ego beyond measure. In response, Kay asserted that a true knight must never succumb to the clutches of pride. Yet, in the same breath, he declared boldly, "'Tis ordained that I evolve into a noble knight." Arthur, wearied by the archaic dialect, pointed out the antiquated tone once again. Kay, undeterred, acknowledged Arthur's irritation, proclaiming that the persistence in such speech was precisely to stoke the flames of his vexation. As the caravan attains the hallowed tournament grounds, a well-known voice resonates from the entrance. "Perhaps my sons could engage in fewer squabbles and partake in preparation," the voice proclaimed. The brethren cast their gazes to perceive their sire, Sir Ector, extending a welcome at the gateway, kindling their joy at his return, for he had been absent for an extended span. Sir Ector, in turn, conveys how he would not forego attending the momentous day of his eldest. Inquisitive, Arthur queries Sir Ector about his latest undertaking. Kay, ever speculative, reckons Sir Ector may be consorting with a maiden of a special charm. Nevertheless, after a good laugh in response, Sir Ector avows that the guild dispatched him on a quest to track bears for their pelts, as small tasks yield no silver pennies. With a momentary passage, Sir Ector proclaims that his progeny shall finally manifest as a genuine knight, a revelation long awaited. Kay voiced his anticipation for the impending tournament, yet a shadow of doubt loomed over him, questioning his legitimacy as a bona fide knight. He pointed out the absence of the knighting ceremony, a rite Sir Ector had not conferred upon him. In reply, Sir Ector, with the gravitas of paternal wisdom, shared the profoundest counsel he had ever bestowed upon his firstborn. To be a knight transcends mere ceremony. To be a knight is an oath, a code, a faith in something grander than thyself. A knight is more than a common soldier, neither are they a mere hero. A knight is one who battles for the people as much as for the kingdom they one day serve. Ultimately, a knight does not merely trail destiny. They embody destiny, not just their own destiny, but the destiny of all. Arthur and Kay jestingly convey their mild vexation at yet another of their father's orations filled with inspiration, rendered unintelligible to their ears. Sir Ector responds with laughter, enfolding his sons in a tight embrace, imparting a slight discomfort. He departs, proclaiming that Kay's knighthood shall transpire in the wake of his triumph. Before getting too distant, Sir Ector finds his course arrested by Arthur, who gently recalls and inquires of the accord between them concerning Arthur's departure from squireship, especially serving as Kay's squire. A grin adorns Sir Ector's visage as he declares that a knight by nature remains unwavering to his vow. On the morrow's arrival, Arthur shall be unshackled from the bonds of squiredom. Before taking his leave, however, Sir Ector conveys sentiments of enduring pride for Arthur. Though the path forsakes the way of knighthood, Sir Ector perceives an enigmatic destiny propelling Arthur towards a grandeur that eludes comprehension. Having remarked upon the unexpected flexibility of their sire after Sir Ector's leave, Kay asserted that preparations for the impending tournament should commence.